Hey guys, Jaka Khale wa Mkhaloke, Thabani Tlamelo, aka the Godfather T. Some say I'm the myth, some say I'm the truth, and I say I'm the legend. Gompieno re buisana le DJ Tricks. Re tle go tlotsa botshelo jwa gagwe, his personal experience. Re tle go tlwa gore DJ Tricks ke mang, o tshunogile kae, o tswa kae, o dira eng, o ya kae. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my personal experience. DJ Tricks.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, welcome to my personal experience, DJ.
Nah, it's an honor of a fate for but
No, you've been recognized. You know, if I can just in a minute, say this because there are a lot of people who are pushing whatever they're pushing, making a difference, but they are not being given platform. They are not being recognized. Simply because abana the numbers or as a celebrity, things like that. Now, Tricks, let's simulate the beginning of your journey in music. Where did you start? Can you inspire or to music like and be so focused?
Well, I could make my real name is Kavana like it free. Real name Gitapelo Sipuma, originally from Limpopo, but I was born and raised on that Pinoni and Davidson. So Kitomile music back in 2008, 2009. Yeah, Nikisa it's grade 8. So ho thoma hwa ka ibile ke batlile ne ke sa le ngoswa ba so ka kopa a computer or batswadi ba mpa ile computer. I think that was it. So like took the computer and then not only the software visual DJ Automix, but back then it was like Automix.
Automix, I remember Automix was
Automix visual DJ. Yeah, to me like I and then Hono Pusha like about like just mess around with the software. Okay, we're going somewhere. So like
we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Like there was this show called I think SABC1 Yo TV something. DJ switch. So like just to check I'm all about the timetable. Yeah, I got inspired by that, and then like 2010. I started, there was a guy, Baranki DJ Benny, DJ like one of the best DJ Mokokas in Davidson. Yeah, so like I'm approacher, got ex boso, Naki DJ, so Kikopa like rotate this thing. So like the guy was keen, and then yeah, we did a month, and then Mchita Avai. So it was 2010, yeah. 2011 Kizamaho Kopan Sakaraka si Wahana Bajita.
So by then when DJ Benny Azamaya was so sharp.
No, it's so sharp. And it, like that was the first time if you know enough to play with the deck, the real deck, because like now I was just playing with visual DJ visual DJ and Automix. Yeah, but next is really sharp with like the understanding of the software, but applying that to the deck, it was difficult.
So it was another thing.
Yeah, and I think 3 times a week after school, and then after sometimes I DJ so busy. Yeah, so like after a month out here I go Mozambique.
That was the end of you.
Yeah, that was the end. Kids were going from there. Where to? Yeah, Gazama Horingali, Lebachita locally. But it always been like difficult because I see Namuto only or social too much. Yeah, so like Bachita Banun Jinda, are you interested? Like I know, no stress.
Okay.
Yeah, get la push a visual DJ just to understand and everything. Yeah, and then 20 but then practice kubalidi gigi kodi local clubs pubs. Yeah, so that was my practice after playing. Yeah, I think it was 2011 2012. Yeah, Kopa dislodi local taverns, clubs, pubs, Givayara, those early hours and then kedlale. So usually like that was my practice.
Yes.
Yeah, like but at the same time
You're
for
practicing.
yeah, I can practice it because
Yeah.
how na mo ka practice out there.
Yeah.
So ka pusha, and then 2014, yeah, next is completely metric yaka ka keleza audio technology ko Academy of Sound Engineering. But that course, it was like totally different from DJE because it was more like a sound engineering course. Yeah, but by then like it's like Khodlala, you know. 2015 at the course kaya ko retro music. It was like a DJing school there. So like yeah, I did my DJing course and music production course kapusha, and like I think I was that good to a point. Even the lecture, but one lecture, you know, teaching me just to I can say for it was like an advanced course, yeah, DJing.
Okay.
You know, understanding like everything that has to do with DJing.
DJing.
Yeah, so like I understood already like Khodlala, beat match and almost everything. Yeah, and they ended up giving me like it wasn't. I became actually a lecturer, you know, because like I was that good, and they had like nothing to teach me. You know, they was like, nah,
come teach.
Yeah, it's so hard to like teach it because like you good, and it was like the white guys, you know. So there's difference between like white DJ and a black DJ. I can say like you see what Shinza does, like the effects, like the old DJ Shinza, one maybe like a mona, like Shinza used to like effects and yeah, so like yeah, I was just like aggressive, so they were like, and the bona like they couldn't do that, like the effecting how I do those effects, they couldn't do it, so like they were like and most of the students it was like a blacks, so like they understood horror. Okay, if like I can teach those, and then even the understanding the student it was like much better than Ibon by provider for more. So
you know, you mentioned something very 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 important when you spoke about you went there or your school, the next thing they say no, come teach other students. You know, there's I always speak about this, but in my corner, but I think this is the right platform. There's someone who's streetwise. There's someone who went to school. So I believe it goes down to definition of education, how one defines education, because a lot of people think or believe that when they say education it means lecturer. It doesn't end there.
It doesn't.
You can still learn a lot from the street. Typical practical example, you did that. You learned your DJ skills from the street. You went to the school, they said no man, you know what you don't know. And that which you knew when you got there, you got it from the street. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what the point I'm trying to make is we must never find ourselves in a situation where we disrespect or look down on other people who didn't go to school, not knowing what they know from the street, because the street is also a teacher.
Yeah, for sure. Stratas in Rutile, like I like okay, as much as school spanile, but the street did like most of the thing. Yeah, because like young, like to that school, I already knew like almost everything, but just to perfect my craft.
They made you a lecturer. You can't say more than that.
So
you became a lecturer.
When they said like, now when are you no longer like paying for the school fee and whatever, like like instead of paying you that money, when I know like you can take it, so it will be like us paying you. So like and it worked on my favor because at that time I also like got into like the event industry. So when they told me that, or no, we're gonna make you a lecture here, I was like, and they were like, okay, you won't be paying the school fee anymore. I was like, good shot, because Nikita event, and eventing like it requires like a lot of money. So I was like, okay, I'll take this money. So like it worked on my favor, but I was also like grateful about for that opportunity, because like the school was like equipped with like advanced equipment, from like music production
Top
to
notch.
DJing. Like like the equipment is like high class. Like it was perfect. So
one thing you said, which we are gonna talk about right after this break, is you being a DJ from the street and deciding to go to school. But so tla re go rekisa fa re boa re tla go bua ka kgang ya ga Trixie ya being a DJ from the street and then going to school. Ra boa. It was episode of Faraboa. Rebella Ntagore DJ Tricks. He's a DJ from the street. Me at I'm going to the school. Now, Tricks,
sure.
Let's tap into that. You know, it's rare, man. Let me be honest. It's rare for a Kasi DJ. I feel let's say in this school for the same thing. You know, some DJs, if not majority of them, they are like, I'm cool, I don't need to go to school to advance days or anything. But you decided to go to school and, you know, to increase the knowledge you have.
Sure.
What inspired that? Because I mean, you're a DJ from Kasi, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, but it's rare to find a DJ who can see at school.
It is.
What inspired you? No, I'm going to do DJing at school.
What inspired me, like I was determined, got the DJ to like I'll take Shimza, you know. He's one of like my best favorite DJs.
No, I noticed that.
With
the way you're playing.
I was inspired by him before, like.
Big up to you, Shimza. Big up to you, bruh.
Before like he became like what he is today. Yeah, he was doing like those videos in his bedroom playing, you know. Yeah. So like for me, like it always inspired me to become similar DJ to him, but then add on, you know, to what he can do, because Mokasi, you can give like a lot of DJs equipment, just the CDJ, the Pioneer CDJ, to, well, I say Pioneer because it's an industry standard. Yeah, you can give them and say like explain everything on the CDJ. 90%, yeah, 90% of the DJs won. So
they only know you play.
Yeah, and that's it. So like for me, for that was to like know
to the core.
Yeah, like I'm still not perfect. Maybe I can identify everything or explain it as good as like maybe everyone can understand. Some can understand and some may not understand. So me going to school was like to understand like my equipment, because like I'm going to be working with this equipment
probably for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you must know it.
Yeah, or even if like they release other equipment, more advanced equipment, okay, it's not much to learn. Usually maybe it will change here and there, rather than me barki in a master tempo. You don't know master tempo.
What is master tempo, by the way? No idea.
Master tempo, there's a little button after the pitch. You know, yeah, there's a button. I press it, but most of the DJ don't press it, and then they don't know why. So like, yeah, going to school, you learn those small things. Yeah, those small things. You know, when we're talking about effects on DJ, most of the DJ know echo, and that's it. There's a lot of effects. Yeah, like you can throw that you can throw in. You know,
and just to add on that, I mean, almost 90%, like you were saying earlier, of the DJs, when they say they talk about effect, echo.
Yeah, it's echo, and that's it.
Yes.
It's echo. Going to a mixer, the mixers know there's a filter, and it's filter, and that's it. And there's good DJs, but they still like don't know what other like knobs do. Yeah, so like me going to school was to know like more about DJing than me being okay, I can DJ and that's it. And it's not about that. You have to know like timing. Most of the DJs can't even count. You don't just press play anywhere, anytime. There's a specific time, where a track maybe you're chincha, like you have to press play. So like timing.
Because sorry,
Sure.
I just wanted to say this because I've seen some DJs. They mix a song before the bridge. Then actually they mix a song on the bridge. Then after the bridge, they go like, I'm just adding on what you're saying, but you must know.
Yeah, you must know
when
when to
timing
mix,
and everything.
Yeah. Your track selections, and at least now the DJing industry, it's good because like the equipment now it's more advanced. So like upcoming DJs, they don't have to, I won't say like suffer, but they won't be like, it won't be tough as like the way Ronari
what is this difficult thing that I hate? This CDJs, what do they call them?
There's a new mark.
Yeah. Hey, new mark.
Yeah. But you see, going to school, it helps you that most of the time, not all my gigs, but sometimes when I get a new mark, I don't have a problem.
You're like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I know what to do. But so like sometimes it's scale. Like, not only school. I mean, you can still learn that. But my point is like, when you are given any equipment, you need to like, is this?
It's okay.
No, it's fine.
As long as everything is set up properly.
Yeah, like
you don't care what.
Yeah. Maybe for the first 2 tracks, because like you used to pioneer, so like playing on new mic, you may struggle. But after some maybe 3-4 tracks,
do you know what they say?
Sure.
The legendary DJ Webster up there.
Sure.
He the other day, I don't know, we were somewhere, and then the CDJs are new mark.
Sure.
So him and the other guy were like, yeah, if you find a DJ, you want to like a new mark, you must know that's a proper DJ. So I don't know what's your take on that.
No, well, personally, there's nothing wrong with like new mark. It's just
But do you agree with Webster that a real DJ new mark?
Well, I can say yes. You need to play on any equipment. Yeah, that's because there were before the CDJs, there was like turntables.
Yes.
And then they introduced CDJs. The turntable DJs, those old DJs, they had a problem with us
adapting.
Yeah, us playing the CDJ. They were like, no, like the real DJ can play the turntable, the vinyls.
Yeah, the vinyls. Yeah.
No, I can't play the vinyls. Now, when I was learning to DJ, there was no vinyls.
Okay.
Or if there were, then they could play. Or if I want to know to play the turntables, vinyls, I can still go to like do maybe a course somewhere, 2 months course, the vinyls. But our equipment now, CDJs, almost not every CDJ, not every pioneer CDJ, but CDJs have the vinyl mode. You see, so like I can play the vinyl, I can put the vinyl mode on the CDJ, so I don't need to go back and take the turntables.
Tricks more today.
Sure.
At the present moment, let's talk about now. What is that you're doing now? I understand from your profile, you are now running your own production house.
Sure.
which deals with events and all those things.
Sure.
Can you take us through on what you are doing currently?
With my company name is Taproot Productions. Yeah, it's
Before you go on and in explaining.
Sure.
Let's break down Taproot, because I understand it must have some certain meaning, you know, because I hear tap, maybe tapelo, Taproot.
Yeah.
But let's go for a break.
Sure.
When we come back, we are gonna tap into that.
Away.
Welcome back, guys. We promised you that when we come back, we are now focusing on Taproot Productions. DJ,
Sure.
I was asking about the meaning of the name. Where does it come from? Like for you to end up saying Taproot Productions. Yeah.
The name Taproot, we took it from Negichuna Life Science Ukoskela. So it has to do like with some roots, you know, roots growing. So we just took that Taproot and we Kenya a production. So like we will start slow, but you know, roots and then we'll become hopefully one of the best eventing planning or production company around South Africa. So yeah, we say like a Taproot Productions. Yeah. So also like that tap, you know, in a tapel, as you say.
Yes, I was sitting down with Norma. Chances are tap, but
so like we just like that Taproot,
and then you combine
it.
Yeah. Now I was talking about you breaking down the Taproot production. What does it do? You know, probably specialize you know, the kind of artist you guys are working with. You know,
we're dealing with events. You know, it's an eventing planning, and also we specialize in production, event production. That is your stage, lighting, audio, you know, screens. You know, you see like that technical side of the event.
Yes.
Yeah, we focus it with the aim to always be like provide the best quality for DJs, also for our audience, because like, you know, eventing, you charge, for an example, you charge 150 for your ticket, you know, and then you're not impressed, you know, with how the whole event so like the aim in Lohore we provide like the best quality. It doesn't have to be like a big event, you know, it can be a small event.
As long as it's an event, the quality must be
quality. From your entrance, okay, like you just be impressed. 150 then you look at your stages, you look at the whole setup of the eventing, and then it proper. So not as a DJ, I always wanted to impress whoever I call, like especially my DJs. So like I have a feature, but really like a proper deck. Always like the deck has to be like on point. The sound, your monitors, you know.
Speaking of proper events and proper deck and everything, there's something proper about you that I noticed from all the years I've known you.
Sure.
I think we first met in 2016.
It was a Elections event.
The couples.
Yeah.
The couple. The event where the couple was the main act.
Yeah.
That's the first time.
Yeah.
No. From that night until today, I've noticed something about you that I like.
Sure.
You are playing Afrotech, right?
Sure.
That's your genre.
Yeah, that's my primary sound.
You've played Afrotech back then, today, yes, you are still
was,
playing
back
Afro.
then it was just tribal.
Tribal,
which is like still Afro.
It's the same line.
Yeah.
So my point here is, I mean, piano with a bang. You know, a lot of artists, DJs, whatever, they moved from the genres to piano. You know, like even before my piano, there was a lot of things. Someone would always switch from this genre to this one.
Yeah.
But you are true to your genre.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm very true to my sound. There's always gonna be like a lot of genres or options. Also the part of me, you know, because like I'm a piano, it's a South African sound. You know, I love music. It was a bit tempting to switch.
Yes.
I can't say on the music side of it, but the booking side of it.
Yes.
Because like me as an Afro DJ, I'm struggling with bookings. So
and before you continue, I just want to add this. For me, understanding the Afro, the Afro tech, it is to do with ancestors and spiritual and everything. So I don't know, maybe that's the other reason you stay true to your genre.
Go high mama kingaka. So like
now it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, so like I don't
now it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
So like it was tempting to switch over, but then I was like, nah man. I love Amapiano. Okay, I can listen to Amapiano. Even now, I also like produce Amapiano, but I won't like play Amapiano. I don't know how to get like Amapiano, but yeah, I can. Like I'm not limiting myself to what I can produce, but
you are true to what you have.
To what I play. It's Afro. But I just believe in the sound. We can't do the same thing. So like I chose Afro back then. I'm still choosing Afro even now. So hopefully one day bookings and stuff.
Guys, I forgot to tell you, we are chilling in DJ Trick's studio. This is his studio.
Mini studio.
This is his mini studio. So, Tricks, in closing, my brother, you know, you mentioned a lot of things that has to do with DJing and everything.
Sure.
I want you to speak to upcoming DJs, upcoming musicians, upcoming artists, whoever, because you've been in the industry.
Sure.
You are still trying to penetrate, and you're not giving up. Speak to those who are still young and they want to get into the industry. Any advice from you to them?
I mean, it's simply do not give up. Like it's hard, man. I've been in the industry for years, and sometimes it's like there's no even progress. Like you feel like you're not doing anything while you're giving it your best. So now I can only say, don't give up. One day it will work out, and it will definitely make sense. So just keep pushing. Push. It takes one song to break through, and it takes one event to break through. Once you break through, or you get that chance to even if it's an opportunity, once you get it, make sure like ovaya kayona, and you just be consistent.
As we were speaking about earlier on, we spoke about this new guy, this new DJ, that it's his time. Once it's your time, once your time has come, no one can stop you.
So like you just need to keep pushing, and it's for us upcoming DJs. It's hard because not a lot of people believe in us, even our friends, our partners, even our parents sometimes. So like, but now I'm fortunate enough to have like people supporting me. They may not be like many, but those 5-10 people I do appreciate. So like keep pushing, man. Like keep pushing. One day it will definitely make sense.
Now, I don't know if you've got any upcoming event, and in the same sentence, give us all your social media handles.
Sure.
And if there are ones for Taproots, also give them out. Everything about you, where they can find you.
Sure. I have an upcoming event coming up in November 27th. It's a Sweet Sunday Luncheon. It's a food event. Also like music. Not much, but that's my upcoming event. Tickets are available at Howler. the name of the event, it's Sweet Sunday Luncheon. And then you can
Where's the
interact
venue?
with me. It's somewhere not far from here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's AM City Lounge, Crystal Park. It's under Pinon.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my socials, it's Facebook page, it's Trix DJ. Instagram, it's trix.dj. Twitter, it's trix_DJ. Taproot Productions. Facebook, it's Taproot Productions. And then on Instagram, it's Taproot Pro ZA.
Okay.
Yep.
DJ Trix, at least on behalf of my personal experience, man, we would like to wish you nothing but the best. You know, like I was saying when we started the interview, that we are my personal experience and we spot people that are left behind. So we spotted you, my brother.
Sure.
Like I was saying earlier on, that I've started seeing you from 2016
Sure.
at that event.
Sure.
You know, I saw something in you, and within me, I believe it that one day you're gonna make it, man. One day you're going to penetrate.
Thank you for believing in me, because like when you asked me to be part of it, I was like, okay, like maybe we are getting somewhere.
Yeah, no,
because like, you know, once you get recognized, even by one person, you know, it means a lot.
Yeah.
So that support I do appreciate, and I also wish you all the best with the podcast. Sure.
I believe and I hope that was your personal experience,
Indeed,
in terms
that
of music.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, no, the best, man. Thank you very much, guys. AKA the Godfather T. Some say I'm the myth, some say I'm the truth, and I say I'm the legend. On the next episode. Take care.